my God, if I lose that bit, I swear on my life. I lost the bit. I lost the fucking bit.
Oh my God, this sounds so good.
I've been out of the game for a minute, all right? I've had bronchitis.
I got bronchitis.
So not only do I need some extra air, but the Golf R does too. So today we're doing one of my all-time favorite mods for a turbocharged car. Now it may be simple, but it's gonna make the biggest difference and I'm so dang excited. So shout out to ECS Tuning for partnering with us to get some mods on the Golf R, which has been one of my favorite cars we've ever owned. It's time to get to ripping it apart and ruining it. Or making it better, depends how you look at it. Let's hear how the stock intake sounds.
All right, Maya, start this beast up. All right, so as you can see, I believe the previous owner has like a little K&N filter in here, but we gotta get rid of this big box, and then the plan is to have an open air filter, and I'm telling you guys, that is gonna change the sound of this tremendously. Getting into this install, not many tools are required at all. We're going to start by taking a pliers and pulling this clamp off the intake tube. They make a special tool for this that you can buy, but this is the one time I'm going to tell you, you don't need that, okay? Disconnect that and give it a good smack around to let it know who's boss. Next up is the big old air box, and this part was freaking awesome. No bolts, no screws. Just had to use my huge, gigantic muscles to pop it out.
That was easy.
Moving forward, we play the masculine game of figuring out which socket is the correct size for the clamp just by eyeing it up, rather than reading the instructions. There's nothing quite like that slight bit of euphoria and validation of grabbing the correct socket just by looking at it with my measurement gifted eyeballs. Just to be completely humbled immediately because I can't figure out a good way to get the socket on. Get this loose enough so you can manhandle the intake out, and make sure to go set your tools back where they belong so you don't set them in a random spot and look around for 15 minutes wondering where it went. All right, grab the intake tube out and make sure to shake it all around to make your neighbors question the sanity of the person they live next to.
So we have a little bonus part here, all right? The intake is definitely gonna make a huge difference in noise, but I wanted even more than that, all right? We bought a turbocharged car. I want the turbocharged noises. So we have a diverter valve here, and this is actually kind of like a diverter valve spacer. Ridiculously easy to install, or at least it should be. I like to make things really difficult, but what it does is it still allows our diverter valve to recirculate, so we're not gonna get any check engine lights or anything like that, but it has these little slots in here that allows atmosphere. It doesn't allow atmosphere, it allows the air to go to the atmosphere, so that way we get some of those good juicy whoosh, whoosh noises that we all love. So I'm super stoked to get this in. I've installed them on other cars like my Focus, the Civic Si we had, and we got phenomenal noises out of that. So I think the Golf R, it should be just like those. So let's pop this in. It's the perfect time while we have our intake out, which was ridiculously easy to take. That was probably the easiest I've ever had taking out an intake. The easiest I've ever had taking out an intake. I can barely make sentences today. But while that's out, there's 3 bolts for this. We take the 3 bolts out, we put this in, put the stock diverter valve back in with our longer screws that are provided. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's get her done. It's a 5, and my 5 is missing and replaced with this asterisk. Why? Why is it always like this? Why is the size I need gone? Maybe this will work. That should work. Let's try that. Also, we have this weird flibbity flobbity tool, and I think I've always had this in my tool chest. I was like, I know one day there's gonna be the perfect time and I'm gonna need this. And I think now is that time, because although this is pretty easy, if you see there's one bolt that's way down there, and I think the flibbity flobbity tool is gonna just make our lives a million times easier. So let's try this thing out and see how it works. Look at this angle I got going on. It's freaking wild. But does it have the torque? We might need to just break it loose first. Okay, let's get it loose first, and then we should be able to use the flippity floppity tool. It's in such a peculiar spot. I might even put it on a socket first. Oh, there we go. Okay, that was easy. And honestly, I should get the sensor off too. Okay, 2 of the 3 are loosened. Let's get the sensor out of here so we can get a little more room. I always get scared with sensors. Don't break, please. Please don't break. We do not want anything going in here. That was so sketchy. Why it sounded like shit was breaking? Nothing broke. It just, every time I feel like I'm breaking shit. Let's see if we can get a socket down there. Just can't allow this bit to fall out, or I will cry myself to sleep. Tightening. Okay, got it loose. Oh my God, if I lose that bit, I swear on my life. I lost the bit. I lost the fucking bit. I hope that hit the ground. Please tell me that hit the fucking ground. I don't think it hit the fucking ground.
I spent longer than I care to admit searching for that bit. I tried multiple different methods of retrieval to no avail. This one hurt.
All right, well, we've resorted to just going back to the normal, boring Allen method. If I drop this down the engine bay, I quit. Come on. Oh, the way I'm standing, it's like I'm bending my knees the opposite way. Come on. Let's try the longer one, maybe. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Ah. Oh, you son of a bitch. All right, so now all we're gonna do, they're gonna take this. This has a little notch in it, and then there's a little divot in this one. They line up, go like that. Got a spacer, boom. Now I'm just scared as all hell to try and get this tightened on there, because that was a tricky son of a bitch to get this bottom one. If we can get this bottom one, we are absolutely golden. Okay. Oh, getting legs, dude. Getting old. Alright, you son of a bitch. Please do not fall off. Please do not fall off. Using those two to kind of pull it into place, hopefully. Now we just have this third son of a bitch. Click. Done. Ow.
Back to the intake. The new tube utilizes the factory bolt location here, which is convenient as hell. Pop this sucker out, and then we will install the supplied bolt from ECS. We're just going to to get it finger tight because we want a little bit of play in it when we connect the rest of the intake to this wrinkle black tube. Now we're going to open up our silicone tubey boy that is going to be ridiculously easy to install, but for real this time. It only uses 2 clamps to connect. The fitment was great. Sometimes, honestly, these can be a huge pain in the ass, but these took only a little bit of elbow grease to pop onto the other tubes. I used a ratchet to tighten these, but be careful if you do that. I'm kind of an idiot, and it's super easy to over-tighten these. So if you do it, just be gentle, get them snug, not tight. Now that the majority of the intake is on, the last step is to slap on our new filter. This is just going to have a clamp as well and is going to slide right on.
She's in! Maya, start her up. And that's like, obviously the car's not like getting any boost or anything. So we'll have to take this for a ride and do it under load. Rev it one more time. Oh my God, it sounds so good. That's so much more noise. I am freaking stoked. Let's get our first impressions, go for that first drive. One of the best parts about installing car parts is getting to see all your hard work in action. I can already tell. I'm breathing on the throttle, and I can already tell. Oh, turn this off. Might as well put her in sport mode because why not? It's actually race mode. We get turbo flutter right away. Oh my God, it sounds so good. That is a million times better, and it's such an easy mod to do. Also, honestly, I was a little bit nervous about it being kind of overbearing. I'm getting to be an old ass, and I don't want something that's like super obnoxious or crazy. It's subtle. It's there when I want it to be there, and when I'm driving normally, it's not being obnoxious or anything like that. Sometimes too, even those diverter valves can get to be like obnoxiously loud, but this one just sounds wonderful. Love it. It sounds so good. Maya, what do you think?
I love it.
Oh, and the diverter valve makes it sound great. You can hear it vent to the atmosphere, but also when you're getting on the throttle, you can hear that intake sucking in noise. My God, this brings me back. It makes me feel like a kid again when I was modifying my Cobalt SS and slapping charge pipes and the intake and all that stuff on it. Oh.
I'm obsessed. It sounds so good.
So that's it, she's in, and we got more car parts on the way, all right? We have some cosmetic goodies that are coming in another episode, so stay tuned. Again, a huge thank you to ECS Tuning for giving us that intake for install. It sounds fantastic. If you guys are interested in these same mods for your car, check the links down in the description of the diverter valve, the intake, and all that good stuff down there. Hope you guys enjoyed. This was an absolute blast, and I can't wait to mod this beast some more.